Hello everyone and thanks for watching Edupedia videos. In the last session, we have seen compensation and elements of compensation, its variable pay, and then the related topics to compensation. This video, we are going to discuss about the principles of reward strategy. Few things evoke as much emotion as the organization's reward system. Employees often interpret the design and the use of organizational reward system as a reflection of management attitudes, intentions, and entire organizational climate. Because of this, the organizational reward system is one of the most effective motivation tools managers have at their disposal. The responsibility for coordinating and administering the system usually resides with the human resource management. Now, what is this reward strategy? Let us see the definition. Reward strategy determines the direction in which reward management innovations and developments should go to support the business strategy, how they should be integrated, the priority that should be given to initiatives, and the pace at which they should be implemented. The organizational reward system consists of the types of rewards to be offered and their distribution. Reward strategy is ultimately a way of thinking that you can apply to any reward issue arising in your organization to see how you can create the value from it. The organizational rewards include all types of rewards, both intrinsic and extrinsic, that are received as a result of employment by the organization. The diagram which is given mentions the reward strategy as an important part of HR strategy. The above figure mentions that organizational rewards are perceived as a reflection of management attitudes, intentions, and then the organizational climate. Let us take a careful look at the diagram again, wherein the reward strategy is shown as a part of HR strategy, wherein pay levels, benefit plans, reward structures, incentives, cash bonuses, performance management, recognition, non-cash awards are all linked to the reward strategy. Have you ever wondered why some employees are more motivated than others to work at a higher level of productivity? A motivated workforce can be a significant factor in organizational success. When employees are motivated to work at higher levels of productivity, the organization as a whole runs more efficiently and is more effective at reaching its goals. This is in contrast to an unmotivated workforce who can negatively disrupt an organization and distract employees from their work. For this reason, it is imperative that managers understand the power of reward systems and how they are used to influence the employee behavior. In this diagram, we can see that learning and development strategy and reward strategy are linked to the HR strategy, which becomes the part of the business strategy. Now, this is very evident that reward strategy would be the reflection of the attitude and the intention of management towards their employees. Organizational reward system consists of types of rewards to be offered and their distribution. Organizational reward consists of both extrinsic and intrinsic that are received as a result of employment by the organization. Rewards are positive outcomes that are earned as a result of employees' performance. These rewards are aligned with the organizational goals. When an employee helps an organization in the achievement of one of its goals, a reward often flows. There are two general types of rewards, that is intrinsic and extrinsic. Now let us see what are intrinsic rewards. Intrinsic motivation is internal to the person in that it is something that you have to offer yourself and is driven by personal interest or enjoyment in the work itself. Because intrinsic motivation exists within the individual achieving it, it does not depend on others. Some people believe that the most powerful rewards come from inside a person. Think of that sense of accomplishment you feel once you have overcome a significant challenge or completed an assignment or a work project that required a good deal of efforts. Intrinsic motivation provides that personal pat on the back or natural high that reflects a person's ability, competency, growth, knowledge, and self-control over their endeavors. Employees who are intrinsically motivated tend to work at higher levels of productivity and strive to develop professionally. Intrinsic reward would include such things like achievement, feeling of accomplishment, informal recognition, job satisfaction, personal growth, status, etc. Now let us see how intrinsic rewards work in the workplace. For example, an employee might want to reach a sales quota by his manager to earn the bonus that is attached to it. But unless the employee feels the sense of accomplishment as a part of making those sales, the motivation to achieve this quota is less powerful. To help employees with their intrinsic motivation, managers should always provide meaningful work, allow workers to make choices through a high level of autonomy, provide opportunities for employees to show their competence in their areas of expertise, facilitate professional development so that employees can expand on their levels of knowledge, offer frequent opportunities for employees to reward themselves, allow employees the opportunity to connect with those with whom they serve to obtain valuable feedback, give them a path to monitor their progress with milestones along the way. In a knowledge economy where the greatest asset an employee can offer in the organization is intelligence, experience, problem-solving ability, and change-savvy persona, intrinsic rewards are especially important to workers. In fact, if we go to the theory of management, Frederick Herzberg, who is one of the leading theorists of workplace motivation, found intrinsic rewards to be much stronger than the financial rewards in increasing the employee motivation. This is not to say that employees will not seek financial rewards in addition to intrinsic rewards. Rather, it is just the means that money is not enough to maximize motivation in most employees. People want to feel like their contributions matter a lot. Now let us see the extrinsic rewards. Extrinsic motivation is based on tangible rewards. Unlike intrinsic motivation that is self-administered, extrinsic motivation is external to the individual and is typically offered by a supervisor or manager who holds all the power in relation to when extrinsic rewards are offered and in what amount. Extrinsic rewards are usually financial in nature, such as a raise in salary, a bonus for reaching some quota, or paid time off. However, extrinsic rewards can also be as simple as getting better office, verbal praise, public recognition or awards, promotions, and additional responsibility. The examples of extrinsic reward are formal recognition, fringe benefits, incentive payments, pay, promotion, social relationships, physical work environment. The extrinsic rewards in workplace, for example, the employee may not be interested in the product he is selling, but reaching the quota means the bonus, so he is motivated to put forth the efforts to meet the sales quota. These material rewards can be motivating to employees because pay time off, advancement, and recognition are important to most workers. Just imagine how demotivating it would be to be underpaid, overworked, and unappreciated, and you can quickly see how important extrinsic rewards are to organizational success. An extrinsically motivated person will work on a task that they do not particularly care for simply because of the anticipated satisfaction that will come from some extrinsic reward. Now, whether the company should adopt the reward policy as extrinsic or intrinsic, that matters a lot. Selection of rewards is very critical in the reward system if the organization has to implement it and function effectively. Employee perception has to be taken in account. Pay is generally considered the most effective reward. Variables such as age, marital status, years of service can influence the employee preferences. Ideally, the rewards should depend on performance. It increases the employee motivation. There are few preconditions for implementing a pay for performance program. Now, these conditions are: one has to have the trust in management, which means if employees are skeptical of management, it is difficult to make a pay for performance program work. The primary organizational variable which is used to reward the employees and reinforce performance is pay. Now, the second precondition is the absence of performance constraints, which means pay for performance programs are usually based on an employee's ability and efforts. The jobs must be restructured so that employee's performance is not hampered by factors beyond his or her control. Third is trained supervisors and managers. The supervisors and managers must be trained in setting and measuring the performance standards. Fourth is good measurement system, which means that performance should be based on criteria that are job specific and focus on the results achieved. Next is ability to pay. The merit portion of the salary increase the budget must be large enough to get the attention of employees. Next is clear distinction amongst cost of living, seniority and merit, which means that in the absence of strong evidence to the contrary, employees will naturally assume a pay increase is a cost of living or seniority increase. Well communicated total pay policy. Employees must have a very clear understanding of how merit fits into the total pay picture. Last one is flexible reward schedule. It is easier to establish a credible pay for performance plan if all the employees do not receive pay adjustments on the same date. This performance reward relationship is desirable not only at the organizational or corporate level, but it is also important at the individual level. The theory behind is that employees will be motivated when they believe such motivation will lead to desired results. Unfortunately, many formal rewards provided by the organizations are not related to the performance. Rewards in this category include pay vacations, insurance plan and pay holidays are almost determined by the organizational membership and seniority rather than the performance. Now, there are certain principles which are to be taken into account while designing the reward strategy. Now, these principles are: number 1, create a positive and natural reward experience. How? Leaders must take care early to communicate and educate people on the reasons for changing rewards and advantages to the workforce and company. Involve people in the change process to gain their understanding, acceptance and commitment. Second is align rewards with the business goal to create a win-win partnership, which means both the company and the people need to gain from the relationship. People who contribute to the organization achieving goals share in the success. To ensure a balanced win-win partnership, the company must provide a clear direction, people must continue to add value, and the company must acknowledge their value with rewards. Third is extend people's line of sight, which means involve people in extending their line of sight to how they influence the result of their team, group, business unit and company. Engage people in understanding how what they do affects the customer and how they can adapt to evolving customer needs. Ensure that everyone is a knowledgeable stakeholder in the overall success. Fourth one is integrate the rewards, which means use each reward tool for what it does best. Take an overall perspective of not only the total pay but also total rewards when determining rewards for the people. Create a customized, better workforce deal from total rewards. Fifth is reward individual ongoing value with base pay. Use base pay to reward 3 dimensions of individual value: the skills and competencies needed by the company and used by the individual to generate results, Second is the individual's consistent performance over time, whether individual contributions or contributions to the team results. Third, the individual value relative to the labor market. The last one is reward results with variable pay. Now, the bottom line is that the company needs results to meet shareholders' expectations and provide a compelling future. By rewarding the workforce for achieving results, variable pay, cash and equity create stakeholdership and win-win relationship between people and the company so that both share in success. Variable pay is best suited to award results because it is agile, flexible, adaptable, responsive, and be able to focus on key measures of success. After seeing the principles of reward, we are going to see 4 total major reward components. What are they? Number 1, for individual growth, we will see what are the components: investment in people, development and training, performance management, and career enhancement. Now, to encourage individual growth, we have to invest a lot in the training and development of our people who are working, that is employees. We have to also see that performance management systems are intact and performance is properly measured, and we have to also encourage the employees for the career enhancement. The second component is compelling future. The organization must devise the reward components based upon its visions and values. Then there should be company growth and success and the estimate for the same. The care should be taken that company's image and reputation should be taken into consideration. The stakeholdership of the employees in the performance as well as in the success of the organization should also be appreciated, and there should be a win-win situation wherein employee and employer both are part of the success. The third component is positive workplace. The onus lies on the organization to ensure that there is a very conducive environment in the organization wherein it is people focused, there is the involvement encouraged from the employees, there is the feeling of trust and commitment towards the organization, the channels of communication are open, there is a strong leadership which would contribute a large for a teamwork, the colleagues are friendly, and the work itself becomes the source of positive motivation. Last component is total pay. The major encouragement would come when the total pay has all the attractive elements which are required for the reward system, which should be as per the following conditions. Base pay should be attractive. There should be the option of variable pay which is given as per the performance, either in form of cash or stock. The benefits or indirect pay and other insurance plans, other paid vacations and other incentives should be taken into consideration, and there should be timely recognition and then the celebration of the success which should be encouraged. Having seen all these 4 components, we can now say that reward system should be according to the organization's values and missions. It should be employee friendly and it should encourage employees to take the responsibility of the organization. We will see some more components of wages in our next videos. Thanks for watching.